Hello, everyone. This is an unusual installment of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. The unusual part is we're doing a Thanksgiving show, which hasn't happened in the past because AIM is closed for Thanksgiving. This year, I decided to do one by recording it a little early. That's why Craig and Daniel aren't here this time. Adele will be here to do It's Easy Being Green, with Richard Corris helping out. And Miriam will interview Frank Jazzo of iTech. We also have some nice music from Jorge Syrup and Camille Morrow. I'll do the normal social media reminder, but tonight I'll also show you a funny picture of a rabbit I did. The radio listeners will just have to imagine it. Arlington Weekly News is on Facebook and also on YouTube. Even without that #1, you can probably find us. By the way, I'm still looking for Arlington songwriters. Guess I better do some news. Well, the big thing for us within Arlington Independent Media is a meeting coming up on December 5th. On December 5th, 2016, at 7 p.m., the Information Technology Advisory Commission, or ITAC, will hold a public meeting in room 300 at the County Office Building at 2100 Clarendon Boulevard to hear testimony on the terms of a proposed new agreement between Arlington County and Comcast. We don't have the details yet, but a November article from RL Now suggests that AIM may receive less assistance than in the past. That's ironic, because AIM now provides not only television, but also radio service to the community. The news station, 96.7 FM, has received some favorable attention. If you haven't tuned it in yet, this might be a good time to check it out. Over the past 35 years, we've had a lot of guests here on the Arlington Weekly News, including some county board members. We've also given performers, business owners, and many other members of the Arlington community a chance to express their views. We'd like to keep providing that forum for as long as we can. Therefore, whether you're an AIM member or not, please come to this meeting. If you've ever been a guest on one of our shows, or if you ever hope to be a guest in the future, or even if you just watch or listen to the station now and then, this is the time to show up and speak out. Also, on December 13th, 2016 at 7 p.m., the Arlington County Board will hold a public hearing to consider the new proposed franchise agreement. This presents AIM and its viewers with a final chance to let the county board know how much they value both the television and radio services that AIM has provided. This is critical because the existing agreement expires the very next day. Come one, come all, we'd like your voice to be heard. Some other news. On December 6th, Arlington's Catholic Diocese will have a new leader. Bishop Paul S. Loverde resigned from his position as Arlington's bishop in October of this year. According to Catholic canon law, bishops must resign when they reach 75 years of age. Loverde was 76 when his resignation was announced. He will be replaced by 59-year-old Bishop Michael F. Burbidge from the Raleigh Diocese. There will be a ceremony to welcome the new bishop on Tuesday, December 6th, at the Cathedral of St. Thomas More. Let's do Easy Being Green. Oh, let's have a proper introduction this time.
It's easy being green.
My name's Adele Quo. Welcome back to It's Easy Being Green, honoring Thanksgiving then and now. Americans will be celebrating with family and friends over a robust meal of roasted turkey, pumpkin pie, and football. Although 4 states, including Virginia, claim to be the site of the first Thanksgiving, the most detailed description of the first Thanksgiving comes from Edward Winslow's A Journal of the Pilgrims at Plymouth in 1621. This 3-day harvest feast by the early English Protestant colonists and the Wampanoag Native Americans in Plymouth, Massachusetts, became the historical birth of the American Thanksgiving holiday. Much of what we eat today for Thanksgiving was not available in 1621. There was more meat, but less vegetables, especially in late autumn. Venison, that's deer meat, and wild turkey were featured on the first menu. Other wild fowl the colonists regularly consumed included ducks, geese, and swans. And culinary historians believe lobsters, fish, mussels, clams, oysters, and even seals were probably served at the first feast. Roasting was the best way to cook things in the 17th century. Many of the meats were put on a spit and turned over a fire for 6 hours at a time to ensure that the meat was evenly cooked. The three sisters of corn, beans, and squash supplemented the fish and game. Since refrigeration did not exist back then, our native fruits such as blueberries, plums, grapes, gooseberries, raspberries, and cranberries were likely dried and added into sauces for the meats. Some might tend to think of English food as bland, but the colonists used many spices including cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and pepper. They also didn't have ovens, and sugar was a luxury imported from England, so pies, cakes, and breads probably weren't at the first Thanksgiving dinner table. Nowadays, Americans will do whatever it takes to get home for Thanksgiving dinner. Although deer and lobster were likely on the first menu, not domestic turkey, mashed potatoes, or pumpkin pie, despite how the menu has evolved, food and family still take center stage, and in the spirit of giving thanks, enjoying recreation, and connecting with loved ones, let's honor that first 3-day event when two distinct cultures shared an autumn feast, unknowingly poised on the brink of profound and irrevocable change. And remember, it's easy being green, honoring Thanksgiving.
What would Thanksgiving be without a little piece from Amy Sue Huey and Rob Huey? We have an old favorite. Let's go to that now.
It wouldn't be Thanksgiving without turkey, and I'm talking turkey of the freshest kind, right out of the forest. I've been under the leaves since 3:30 this morning, waiting for the turkey to pass me by. You see, I'm not going to use a shotgun. I'm not going to use a bow and arrow. I'm going to catch this turkey with my bare hands. What's that? Oh, it's Buster. Go away, boy. Go on, get. No, don't go. Buster. Stop that! Stop! Gotta maintain control. Gotta stay quiet and motionless here in the leaves. Here comes a turkey now. Their eyesight's incredible. If he sees me twitch, if he sees me breathe, my moment is lost. Wait for it. Wait for it. His forest, I could hear him laughing.
Well, Tom Turkey got away this year, but there's always next year. I guess Domino's still delivers.
Looks like I had the last laugh after all, and nature's bounty to share with my family and loved ones. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Time for CBB, Community Bulletin Board. The Virginia Department of Transportation, or VDOT, plans to increase the number of Interstate 395's high occupancy lanes. State officials investigated possible traffic, environment, and revenue outcomes of the project and recently updated the county board. The board has made some of those details public. VDOT has indicated that the additional express lane will be constructed completely within its right-of-way. There will be impacts from future traffic conditions due to the express lanes, especially at the redesigned Eads Street interchange and VDOT strategies for managing construction disruptions. VDOT will have a process that solicits resident input to determine if noise barriers will be installed throughout the corridor. The installation of noise barriers might require permanent or temporary easements and/or removal of trees. The preliminary results of the I-95/I-395 Transit/TDM study indicate that the state's $15 million annual transit allocation would be insufficient to expand transit and other travel options in the corridor in order to have a meaningful impact on non-auto travel. The public may provide comments on the draft EA or design plans at the public hearing or until close of business on Monday, December 12th. Comment by email to 395expresslanes@vdotvirginia.gov. Reference I-395 Express Lanes Northern Extension in the subject line. You can comment by regular mail to Ms. Amanda Baxter, Virginia Department of Transportation, 4975 Alliance Drive, Fairfax, Virginia, 22030. Now let's have some nice music from Camille Morrow.
Standing doing backstroke, wading through the Coliseum, living in an anecdote, feel the connection, power through, climbing out of porridge now, to the wind and coming down. Sober thoughts bottle up my mind, stopping, waiting, totally alive. Standing doing backstroke, wading through the Coliseum, living in an anecdote, feel the connection, power through, climbing out of porridge down, to the wind and coming down. Sober thoughts bottle up my mind, stopping, waiting, totally alive. Feel too much, too loud, electrodes, maniacal twin mind is moody, hair unruly. Wait, I'm not myself. Wait.
That was Camille Morrow. The song was Backstroke, her original composition. Let's do seniors. It's been a quiet week for seniors, but here's one item of special significance. A casting call, or audition, for instrumentalists, dancers, vocalists, and poets will be held on Saturday, December 3rd from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at Langston Brown Community Center to find talented community members for Arlington's 48th annual tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. The tribute itself will be held on Sunday, January 15th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at Wakefield High School. If you're interested, please prepare a 45-second presentation of the piece you would like to be considered for the tribute. Individuals and groups are welcome. Headshots and resumes are strongly recommended. Small stipends are paid for selected performers. For more information, contact Tyrell at consultlashley.com. Now it's time for our interview with Miriam Gennari and her guest Frank Jazzo of ITAC.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Arlington is home to over 220,000 residents, and over 211,000 residents, or actually visitors, come to work in our city every single day. Joining me today to discuss how we keep all of these people connected, requiring a tremendous amount of bandwidth, is Frank Jazzo. He's a longtime member of Arlington's Information Technology Advisory Commission, and he's currently the chair. Welcome.
Yes. Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
That is a long name for a commission, but and technology's in there.
So ITAC.
ITAC.
So
okay.
That's the acronym we use.
So about ITAC, how did you get involved? And first of all, tell me a little bit about your background.
All right. Well, I'm the co-managing member of the communications law firm of Fletcher, Heald, and Hildreth. We're located in Roslyn. We've been in Roslyn for about 23 years, but we've been in existence for 80 years, just about as long as the Federal Communications Act, the Communications Act. So we've been around as long as there's been communications law.
And you decided to share your professional skills with members of Arlington County to help what?
Well, we provide advice to the county board on its technology, information technology issues. The ITAC actually started as the cable commission back in the 1980s when Arlington had one cable operator that provided about 35 channels. So now we've got two multi-channel video providers, Comcast and Verizon, that provide hundreds of channels each, but also they're probably the primary providers of internet service to certainly to the home. So.
Wow, that's a lot of depth there.
Yes.
In terms of connections and information, and it's not just programming, it's the bandwidth necessary to operate what everyone has, their iPhone, their iPads, their computers, right?
However, ITAC doesn't really get into that, though.
Okay.
That's more at the federal level. Dealing with spectrum issues is really, and that's what my firm does. We deal primarily with the Federal Communications Commission.
I see. Well, Arlington is known for its good judgment in what long-term investments will help the county grow in the future. A lot of people think about the investments in Metro that really put Arlington on the map. But tell us about some of the IT infrastructure that helps Arlington stay competitive.
Well, one of the important decisions that the county had the foresight to invest in was Connect Arlington, which is the county's own fiber network that's going to connect county facilities to schools and the county facilities. So it's very important. It provides connectivity, the bandwidth that they need to make sure to provide the services to the citizens of Arlington. And in addition, there's excess capacity, dark fiber, which the county can sublicense for middle mile connectivity to businesses, educational institutions, other government agencies to provide that middle mile connectivity, and we think that should be a big economic booster for the county.
Well, there's no question that a lot of companies are looking for that, and communities are just trying to figure out how to stretch the bandwidth they have.
Right.
So the fact that we have a surplus of that has got to be attractive. And not to mention the federal government and the largest office building in the country with the Pentagon, right?
Yes, oh yes. And that fiber is actually the way the county did it was very smart. It had gotten a federal grant to provide smart traffic. It connected all the traffic lights along the major arterials, and that was done with fiber, but it's also enabled to have Connect Arlington. Also, they piggybacked on some trenching that the Dominion Virginia Electric was doing and put in the fiber there. So it was done in a very cost-effective manner.
That's a great way to seize an opportunity for work that's already being done. Now, it's really important in our county that we are connected. We're very, very dense. We have our schools, we have government buildings close by, and of course, we're right near our nation's capital. So how do we continue to grow and, to use your term, develop our digital future, our digital destiny? How clever. Tell me about the digital destiny.
Well, actually, the county has been talking about the digital future, the digital destiny for Arlington, and they're actually seeking input from from the citizens to see what they think that future should look like, how you can take technology and help provide better, using sensors for traffic control, for park. Say you could have parking, have sensors which will say, hey, there's a parking spot open around the corner, so you don't have to waste as much fuel.
Oh, what a great way to attract innovators to come and create those ideas here. Now, can you think of one way where creating a digital destiny for Arlington could make Arlington more sustainable?
We think that there's the potential to use sensors and that connectivity for, say, water monitoring, and it can be used both for sustainability that way. There's many ways that can be used for energy efficiency as well.
That's what I was hoping you'd say, because that sells me and a lot of our viewers. Now, overall, you have an event coming up where you want people to come and share their ideas, November 29th. Tell us about that.
It's part of that Digital Destiny program that I was telling you about. It's actually just a couple blocks here at the AUSA facility on Wilson Boulevard, November 29th at 7 p.m. And the public is welcome, but I think their space is limited. So, and I think there's going to be a link on the Information Technology Advisory Commission site on the, I think it's arlingtonva.us, but look for the Information Technology Advisory Commission. It'll bring you to our site.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you so much for all the work that you've done on the Arlington Information Technology Advisory Commission all these years. And I want to thank Arlington County for its continued investment in Arlington Independent Media, where we not only connect people, but we give everyone a voice. Thanks for watching the Arlington Weekly News and the Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.
Let's wind up with some music from Jorge Syrup. This is called My Last Promise. That's pretty much the show for today. I am thankful for the chance to continue Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News at AIM. I'm thankful for the cast and crew who make it work week after week. I'm thankful for all of our guests, past and present. Most of all, I'm thankful to you, the viewers, for watching. We'll be back next week to do a real show. Thanks again. And if we have time, we'll get some more comments from Richard and Adele about Thanksgiving.
Yes, and the Puritans could be wilder than people realized.
So tell me a little bit more. You've done some research on the...
I know on funerals, often the entire town would get drunk.
So...
including small children.
So there was different kinds of spirits, or was there a favorite kind of spirits back then?
I don't know, but people think the Puritans were boring, but they were not.
I always thought they were going to be, I thought it was somber, religious, I guess, more type of feeling I get when I hear about them. But
another funny thing is that the Puritans were more into sex than people.
Oh my! This is getting racier.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, well, sounds interesting.
I mean, they're talking about purifying from the remnants of the Church of England.
This is true. Wow. Well, now you've heard it.
Yes, hidden underside of Puritan life.
Well, now we have the real first Thanksgiving. Not just the food, but we've got the extracurriculars.
And also, if you believe Jack Chick, who writes the Little Jack Chick tracts, Satan came to America to try to destroy the colonists, except fortunately they caught and burnt the witches at Salem.
Well, that I have heard, the story of the witches.
Yes.
But I think we're running out of time now, and thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.